This is the Pullit machine that I built about 35, 36 years ago. This is one of about 5 of them that I built and actually sold. And this machine is unique in that it has a double 80 chain that is welded to the rolled angle iron, and then this sprocket catches it, and then it's got it floats a little bit, and then it can actually be disconnected right here to where the whole wheel will spin by itself. Then it's got these controls right here that are low voltage controls, to where when you're normally hanging on to the up and down, then you're not hanging on to 110 volts, which often in situations like this, you're standing in mud and wet. So on this machine here, I built this to where it had an up and down with a foot lever. And that was an experiment. And usually we have a couple guys handling this, so we've just taped this on here for the up and down and marked it, and we're off to the races. So this little trailer is just easy to get in and out of locations. It's a little skinny, which makes it kind of tough to back up because you can't see the edges of the trailer. One of the things that I did on these machines was I cut these slots to where these arms roll, come in and out for different sizes of poly pipe. And what's going on here now is that this client has really got ripped off by the driller, had hard feelings, and decided to go buy the pump himself, which was, as we usually experience, it was a mistake. And so the pump is on thin wall, 160 psi poly pipe, 200 feet deep, and the pump is, and the people that sold him the pump totally ripped this guy off, and it's a huge horsepower pump, which is completely unnecessary, and this pump will last for a year or less because it's going to be up thrusting the entire time. Now, one of the tricks of rolling up poly pipe and pumps on poly pipe is to go ahead with a pitless, is go ahead and connect up the pipe with a piece of flexible pipe, in this case 1-inch Aquapex or Wurshbo pipe, and then try to get it as snugged up on the pitless as much as possible. So then the pump can just be totally rolled up. So the grand plan here today is to roll this pump up and tape it off, hand it back to the client, and let the client try to salvage some of his expense by reselling the pump and or the pipe, hopefully to somebody that can size it better. And then this pump's going back in with 1-inch PVC pipe with something that's unusual, that I've never seen done on a consistent basis, that I've hardly ever seen done ever, and that our company is going to start doing on a consistent basis. And that'll be the next video. That'll be interesting. So anyway, this is the start of this Pullit machine. Also, you notice that these ears here can be moved in and out as necessary. And then here's the little guard for that sprocket that rolls. And the reason why I designed this way was because the chain and the sprocket, which are normally used on these, the up and down from the truck causes such an amount of force on the with the inertia of a big wheel like this, that it would strip off the sprocket.
Bob, that he specifically said,
And
did you read in that text message that he specifically said you can't you can't. You have to wait for it to completely stop.
Yeah.
Change direction.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Otherwise, you fry
And
it,
so,
and the whole day
so
screwed.
this, the other thing that my son added to this,
So, like, if
this
you pull it up
machine
and then, like, oh, I wanna go down,
was
you can't just
he
go down.
added
You have to wait
these
for it to stop.
these little adjustable
So even though you want to just jerk it, you can't.
trailer jacks, and so so he's got these on the back, and we can just take these off to be able to get right back to where this needs to be for being able to pull it in line. So anyway, this we always made the wire long enough
Oh, you got it already?
to where we could just plug it into a generator that's nice and handy, and then be able to run it and then be able to pull it. So all right, set it up on high idle. Get the wire out of there, ready to come over. Grab the pallet to set it on, or something to set the wire on. So this machine was sold to a guy in Sacramento, and pardon me? Where are you running it to? Yes. So this machine was sold to a guy in Sacramento, and he put a Fairbanks Morris pump on it, sold to him by Ken at, I think it was Mid Valley Supply over in Yuba City, years and years ago. This is like 35 years ago. Okay, and so he had like a 300-foot roll of 200 psi poly pipe on this and the pump, and then he maybe used it once or twice and then never used it again. He did something else, got out of the business, I don't know. So Ken ended up calling me and going, hey, this guy's got this thing for sale for cheap. It was cheap. And so whatever my son thought he was doing that day in Northern California, crashed and burned, and he immediately drove down to go pick up this machine and purchase it. And the first thing he did was take it to a tire shop and get brand new tires, which totally made sense. And then so that he wouldn't be trying to drive the thing up the hill with 35-year-old tires. Pretty smart. And then here's one of the mistakes that homeowners always make. And in this situation, I don't know if it was a good idea or a bad idea, but they always seem to be able to put the rope on it, which is just something that gums everything up, and just a nightmare. So anyway, guys are figuring out what they want to do here, and son's in exactly the wrong direction. But so this is the way you get a pump pulled that's on a pitless. It's got a nice stainless steel pitless on it, and that's about as good as you can get these days for a stainless steel pitless. It's a crying shame that the brass pitless we always use isn't made in stainless steel, because it's wedged. This is kind of wedged a little bit as well, but anyway. So the whole rope thing, I mean, really, just cut it, Caleb. Golly. We've installed pumps on poly pipe, especially back in California, for 35 years. Never have had any problems. And I know the whole PVC poly pipe thing is a knockdown, drag out situation, and with a lot of guys, but if you do it right, it's fine. But we fell into line here in Colorado, primarily because Alan Van Riper with 2M said, Joel, just don't rock the boat. Put poly pipe in the ground, put PVC pipe down the well, and so that's what I've done. And now my son, as he manages the business and takes it over, he's doing the same thing. So anyway, I think they might be trying to take the Worsbo pipe off first and then hook to it with a strap, because the grand plan here is to be able to roll this poly pipe up and then tape it, leave it on this pallet for this client, and then we're off to the races. Okay, let's see here.
Down is up and up is up.